Hi guys, welcome to reviews, fixes and hacks, and what I've got in front of me today is an alternator. Well, half an alternator, because the front section, which is here, I've taken that apart or removed that section, and all I'm doing is, I've got a problem with the alternator. It's not doing its job, whereby it's not pumping out the voltage required to keep the vehicle battery charged. It is a faulty alternator. Now, I've got an idea of what the normal cause of the problems are, hence the reason why I've gone straight to it and started taking it apart. Most alternators may not look like this. This one is slightly different. They all work in the same fashion, but they may look different. And the reason this one is slightly different is because it's got an oil pump, here it is, attached to it. So there's the oil pump. Okay, now regardless of whether yours has an oil pump or not, they all have or work in the same way. The mechanism of the way they work is exactly the same. Now, if you want me to actually go through a video where I actually dismantle the alternator, or you want me to go through the workings, how an alternator works, put it into the comments and I'll do a separate video for that. But the main purpose of this particular video is what are the common faults or failure parts for alternators, and can you actually repair them yourselves? Yeah, so can you recondition alternators yourselves? Well, yes you can, and that's exactly what I will be doing with this one. And I'm taking it apart straight away. What I've easily found, and very easily, is that one of the diodes burnt out. Now, what are the diodes? Well, basically this alternator's got 4 diodes, 2 pairs. So there's the diodes, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. So there it is. Just zoom in slightly. There you go. Let me hold this with my feet. There it is. Okay, now what you should be able to see is that this diode, and if you look at the surrounding area around that diode, this has conked out. It's burnt out, overheated and burnt out. Okay, now I can tell you that I have actually had this alternator repaired about a year ago, and it's failed. And my gut feeling is the parts that are being used are not very good. They must be very cheap parts, and whatever the guy's replaced, I don't know what he replaced. My suspicion is replaced the actual rectifier. This unit there is called a rectifier. So all of this, and the rectifier is what houses the diodes. Okay, now some alternators, or a lot of the alternators, you'll see that they have 3 pairs, 6 diodes. The common failure parts, in order of which is most likely to fail, are the rectifier, so it's this the part that contains the diodes, the regulator, which is the part here, or you've got brushes that have worn out, and these brushes are perfectly fine. They're sticking out, decent length on them. The spring contact is absolutely fine, so there's not a problem with this. As I say, what I will be doing is taking all this apart, removing the actual rectifier, and then buying the part, probably about £15, and then just putting it all back together, and I'll have a reconditioned alternator. So there you go. Like, as I say, quick short video to show you the common failure parts, and the fact that, you know what, you can recondition it. And like I say, maximum you're looking at is anywhere between, depending on the actual part that you're purchasing, the rectifier will cost about 15-20 quid, the regulator about the similar sort of price. So depending on what's failed, you could potentially have a fully working alternator for about 15-20 quid. So there you go. I'm gonna crack on, and I'll leave you to it. But anyway, the next video I'll be taking this apart, and I'll show you the different parts, and the part that also failed on this particular alternator, which is the rectifier. Anyway guys, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.